What are some of the pros and cons of stock trading, according to me, someone who's been stock trading for the last 15 years? I know this is a little bit of a longer video, so if you don't have the time right now to watch it, just make sure you save it so you can come back and watch it later. First of all, there's a humongous misconception that most stock traders are sleazy, course-selling, predatory guys who sell everyone this promise of like Lamborghinis and piles of cash. That's not the reality for most stock traders, myself included, by the way. Everything, all the resources, my course, my guides, my templates, all free. One of the downsides to being a stock trader is that your income is inconsistent. There will never be two similar trades. There will never be two similar months. Everything will fluctuate, and you need to be prepared for that. You need to live below your means. So that means no Lamborghini for you just because you have one or two trades that went really, really well. And it means that you have to plan. You have to have emergency savings so you can have 2 or 3 months of no trades or bad trades and still be okay financially. If people depend on you financially, it makes it really hard to be a stock trader, which in the defense of some of the stock traders who sell courses, maybe they really like trading stocks, but they have a family that they have to provide for, whether it's a stay-at-home parent, a partner, children, elderly parents, whether they have rent or mortgage, car payments, and they need stable income coming in, but they know they don't get it from trading. Maybe they sell a course, and if they're not predatory and they're not sleazy, well, that seems okay. Most are really sleazy though. Speaking of expenses, you're on your own for healthcare, which in the United States can be ridiculously expensive. For one person, $600 a month, $7,500 deductible. That's not great. That's terrible. That's terrible. And people are always worried about taxes. Now look, to me, in my opinion, even though I don't like taxes, if you owe taxes, it means you made money, right? So people are always angry about it. Is there a way around it? Is there a secret? No, generally there isn't. If you trade stocks, in other words, you hold something for less than 12 months, you're going to owe what is called short-term capital gains. And if you hold something for more than a year, it becomes an investment, and then you owe long-term capital gains. Long-term capital gains, the incentive is for everyone to buy and hold, so the taxes are a little bit less. This is another thing, by the way, that you need to plan for as your trades are coming in. All that money doesn't mean that you can just spend it all. A lot of it has to be reserved for taxes. If you have tax questions, I'm not your guy. Hire an accountant. Another question I got asked a lot is, how much money do you need to be able to do this? How much upfront capital? It's going to be different for everybody because every trader has different goals, different income requirements. Some people don't need to be a full-time trader. They just want to supplement their income and make a little bit extra. So everyone is different. I'll just give you my example. I lived at home. I spent about $60,000 on my trades, and I would make low six figures sometimes, not all the time, because different markets. You also need to have different strategies available, because if you start trading during a bull market, you're going to think you're the greatest stock trader ever. And then when a bear market shows up, you're not going to know what to do. So you have to be prepared. You have to research. You have to study. You have to be able to look at the technical analysis. You have to look at the overall economic news. You have to be able to make snap decisions based on what's going on in the markets that week due to earnings or the Federal Reserve or whatever Trump is saying this week. And you have to be able to react to that. Maybe you can look at the markets and say, oh, this seems like the kind of period in the markets where I want to be swing trading. I want to buy and ride that momentum over the course of days or weeks or even months in a particular trade. Other times, the volatility might be like this, and you might say, I don't feel comfortable swing trading right now. I'm going to day trade. Finally, a lot of people said, hey, how soon does the money start rolling in, bro? And the answer, again, is going to be different for everybody. What I recommend is you start investing first. Most traders start with, I want to day trade. This isn't a strategy, but they go, please, 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 oh, I need to make a lot of money. They lose everything, and they think the stock market is a big scam, and they never invest. So start with the investments first. Invest first. Build that foundation portfolio, ETFs, individual stocks, whatever you want. And then down the road, if you are so inclined, start trading. Don't do it the opposite. And don't expect to make a lot of money really quick. The first few years should be practice. Only what you're willing to lose. You need to become like a robot with your stop losses. Cut your losses. Protect yourself. Don't revenge trade. Don't get greedy. So if you lose a lot of money on a trade, I just close my computer. I'm done for the day. On the other hand, if I have a lot of successful trades, you might start thinking, all right, let's keep that going and make more. No, don't get greedy. Your goal is to make some of the money, not all of it. I'll tell you this much. Being a stock trader is fun. It's great. It can be stressful. It can be nerve-wracking. But if you have other people who depend on you financially, it becomes so much harder because it's just me and my girlfriend makes her own money and my mom is financially stable and doesn't depend on me. I'm able to make it work. Plus, I'm a minimalist, so I live below my means. I don't want a Lamborghini. I don't care for that lifestyle. It doesn't appeal to me. I know how to use money to make more money, so why would I buy a depreciating asset just to look like some rich show-off piece of shit on the internet? That doesn't appeal to me. When I first started trading stocks over 15 years ago, I had no idea what I was doing, and I was literally just going up to people at my gym who I knew were interested in the stock market going, what do you got? What do you got? That's just like going on TikTok or social media today saying, what's the next hot stock? And when I listened to them, I 100% lost money every single time. And I made a lot of big, huge mistakes. I mean, I'm talking $16,000 gone, $10,000 gone. And at a certain point, I said, whoa, I don't know what I'm doing. And when I stopped, I read some books, I learned a little bit. I said, all right, I'm going to spend the next little bit of time, whether it's 6 months or a year or 2 years, only putting in little amounts of money just to learn. That's the goal. Just learn. Don't expect that this is going to be the kind of thing where you're going to make a ton of money because some guy on TikTok is selling you the promise that you can. Because they know that they can tap into your fear and desperation and hope for a better tomorrow by promising you that the life that they're showing you in their videos can be yours too, when really they're just taking your money, and they know that you're not going to read that course that you bought. You're going to put it in the closet and you're never going to look at it again, and they're going to pocket your money. And they're not even going to trade it. They're going to invest it.